Niggas, hustler and shooter. That's a fact. What's happening, man? What's happening? Outside the gym, about to go in. You already know. Eat a banana. Mm. And since I'm not a selfish dude, I cannot let y'all know the secret formula. You already know the multivitamin. We already know. Blah, blah, blah. Multivitamin. Everybody know. But don't forget about this. Man, these motherfuckers should be paying me. Look at all that shit in there. Look at all that special good shit, man. All that good shit. All that good shit. And if you're a man watching, leave those fucking gas station pills alone. Get some natural shit. You know what I mean? Get some natural shit. Stop sleeping with every damn body, too. That might help. Then you got the sea moss. You already know what time it is. Boy, when I take this shit, I feel like I done smoked a blunt or some shit. And I don't even smoke no more. But they have me on cloud 9. But yeah, man, that sea moss is the truth. You know what I'm saying? But man, a lot of y'all, man, be tripping over shit that you be wondering why shit be happening and be trying to fight it and shit. You gotta understand that a lot of this stuff is us, but some of it is God. Like, God has to be God. We can't have all the control, and everything can't be fixable in our power to be fixed, you know what I mean, or destroyed. Everything can't be in our power to be fixed or destroyed. When I say fixed, that means some things are going to happen in life that you just have no control over. When I say destroyed, I mean some things in life could happen to the point that it could have been way worse because you didn't know what you was doing, or you was wilding, or, you know, making mistakes. But the hand of God gave you some type of grace for it. You know what I mean? So again, everything can't be in our power to be fixed or destroyed. Or what would be the purpose of the Most High God? Just being honest. You know? God has to play a part. And I think sometimes we forget about that. I think sometimes we forget that there is a God. Not literally. Like, the ones who believe, we know. But in the sense of, you know, we try to do everything on our own. And we forget that sometimes you just gotta let go and let God in certain situations. Especially if you try to do something and it just ain't working. That's when it's time to let go and let God. If you've done all you could do and it just ain't working, then it is what it is. You know, like some people, you try to like a certain guy, a certain girl, and it just never works, man. It just keeps getting worse and worse, but you keep trying. I mean, that's the universe telling you that this ain't what it's supposed to be. Something's better. But a lot of times we don't see that. It could be a job. Could be a relationship. Could be anything. Could be a basketball player not wanting to go here, or a basketball player getting traded. Could be you getting fired, not getting a promotion at this job or whatever. Like, say you didn't get a promotion because maybe the Most High knew that there was something better coming. And if you would have got that promotion, you wouldn't have bid on something better. You would have stayed at that job. So maybe he prevented that from happening. So you would still have the thirst to get this better situation that's coming. You know? And you could apply that with women and men. Like, you talking to women and men, some of them don't like you, and you wondering why, like, man, why ain't I married, or why ain't they liking me, or why don't I have kids, blah, blah, blah. There's a reason for everything, man. Everything happens for a reason. You just gotta trust the process. A lot of times people don't want to trust that process because either they don't have enough faith in the Most High, or they haven't seen results of trusting the Most High. I think the second one's the biggest kicker. A lot of people have not seen the results of trusting the Most High. I'm going to go back to this car, for example. You know how many CT6s all black that I've seen? Like, man, let me pull the trigger now. And I just keep waiting, you know, just like I do with every car. And eventually the perfect car comes, the perfect price, and the perfect time. It happens every time, people, you know. We just got to learn to let go and let God, man. When you have that mindset, you don't care about if you married or not, or, you know, if you got this job or you got fired or whatever, man. I mean, yes, you're going to try to fix it, but sometimes certain things are not in our hand and we can't do nothing about it. But on the flip side, sometimes we're actually we're being destructive and don't even realize how destructive the results could have possibly been. But luckily, the Most High had some type of grace on us. Like, for instance, say a young woman, you know, she ain't got kids yet or something, and there's this guy she likes, and the flags are there. Over and over, the flags are there. She didn't caught him cheating or whatever. Over and over, he just keep doing shit. Now, some women, they're not going to be so lucky. They're going to get pregnant by that guy and have to deal with that for the rest of their life, you know, at least for the next 18 years, to be a single mother, right? And then some women, they could have slept with no rubber and everything, just like that one. But for whatever reason, the Most High had some type of grace over them and didn't allow that to happen, where they got pregnant. I guess that's win. Better be win. Shit. I don't want to hear no noise in the motherfucking motor. Only one way to find out. I have no idea. Anyways, one of the girls, or this girl, she got favored. She got lucky. For whatever reason, Most High showed her favor. So now she's not a single mother. She still has a chance to get a high value male, etc. That's just one level, and that's just one situation. You can apply that shit to all type of situations in life. Not just a girlfriend, a boyfriend. It could be any little thing. It could be, why didn't I pass my exam to go to this college? I don't know. Sometimes you ain't meant to go to that college, or sometimes you're not ready to go to the college, so you had to fail the exam to make you more hungrier, or whatever. It's always something. Like Bootsy said, everything happens for a reason, but they're all blessings. The reason might not seem good or good all the time, but it's for a reason, you know. And sometimes the reason might seem good, but it might actually be bad. Like, yeah, I finally got the bad chick that I wanted, but in the end, you're gonna fall by that sword and be like, man, why'd I meet this? I wish I never met this chick. Or vice versa. I finally got the dude I want, but in the end, it's just heartache and pain. Single mother or some shit, you know? He ran off with another girl type shit. So this shit goes both ways. Sometimes it seems what seems good is not good, and what seems bad is not bad. That's why there has to be, like I said, God has to play a part in this. Because if we knew all and see all like God, then we're God. There's no reason to have God, right? It don't work that way, people. It just don't work that way. Some things you're going to think that's good now, you're going to wait, or the Most High might not let it happen to you for whatever reason. And then you look back on it like, man, I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad the old girl didn't like me. I'm glad old dude didn't like me. You know what I mean? Or I'm glad I didn't get that job. I'm glad I didn't get this job. Or whatever. I'm glad I didn't pass that exam. Whatever. I'm telling y'all, man, everything happens for a reason. Even when it seems bad, or like, man, fuck, I wanted to get that or get this. I wanted that car. Next thing you know, somebody else got the car, and then it blew up. The motor blew up. This is what I mean by why we are not on God's level. Certain things we just can't see. For whatever reason, we don't know why it happens. You know what I mean? We just can't see it. We just have to learn, okay, damn, I kind of liked her, but she didn't like me. It's cool. Maybe it happened for a reason. I wanted that job, but I wonder why I didn't get it. That's my mindset. Like when certain things don't go my way, wonder why. I always resort to, why didn't that happen? Or why did that happen? Because again, everything that we think is good ain't good. And everything that we think is bad ain't bad. Because we are simply not on the level of the Most High. You're not. To a certain extent, we have knowledge and what's right and what's wrong, but not on the level of God. He can see he knows way more than you. He can see way more than you. He hears things that you don't hear, sees things that you don't see. You know? Well, why did I become a single mother and the other girl that slept with no rubber, she ain't a single mother? Maybe because you becoming a single mother might have made you a better woman. Or you becoming a single father might have made you a better man. Maybe that other person ain't ready for that. Maybe that would have destroyed them too much. Everybody has different strengths too and weaknesses. Maybe you're the type that it works better for you that you had a kid and it wouldn't have worked so good for that next person, so God spared them. But let you have a kid because it actually made you a better person, made you focus more on life. You know, it's just different things that happen to different people for different reasons. But you got to learn how to let go and let God. You're supposed to try. When it comes to situations in life, like, can I fix this situation? Whatever, you're supposed to try, but once you try and you really try and there was nothing you could do about it, then you just gotta say, all right, I guess this is how God wanted, or it's this way for a reason. Guess I'll find out eventually. One day I'll understand why that happened. Might not understand now, but eventually you're going to understand why. I feel like if I had my way with everything that I wanted in life, I don't think my life would be where it's at. If everything that I wanted, literally, went my way, I don't think that I would be where I'm at right now. I don't think nobody would be, to be honest. And that's the good and bad that you can look back at, like, all right, that worked out for me. That didn't work out for me. Because to a certain extent, the Most High has to have control over life. We can't have full control over it, man. Everything we want can't go our way, and it just wouldn't make sense. And it wouldn't work. And a lot of people who's happy with their life right now, your life wouldn't be this way if you had your way. If I had my way, I'd probably be divorced single father. What do I mean by that? Meaning, when you younger and all this, right? You probably would have slept with this one, that one, or did this, or got with that girl that didn't want you or whatever. And it probably would have turned out bad for you. But luckily, in most cases, maybe that guy or girl that you really wanted didn't want you back, or y'all fell out or something. And it worked out for the best for you later in life when you look back at it. But if you had it your way, like, let's say this guy, if you're a girl watching, that guy that you really like, that you look at now, like, what the fuck was I thinking? What if you had your way back then? Meaning you really like that guy, you thought you was going to have a kid with him or whatever the case. What if you had your way? You probably wouldn't be happy. Like, man, I thank God that I didn't have a kid by that person, or they didn't like me back then. I can name, no disrespect, I can name a lot of women that I'm like, man, I used to like that girl a lot. I'm glad that she didn't like me back like that. I can name a job that I can look back on now. Like, man, I'm glad they didn't hire me. Ryder Dairy. I tried like 3 times. But now that I look back, it was all God, man. And I prayed that I didn't get the job if it wasn't meant for me, if it wasn't best. Why? Because I don't know. It seemed like it. Remember, if I had my way, certain things would not be, my life wouldn't be like it is. I don't think it would be as good. That's why I feel like we got to learn how to let go and let God. Sometimes we do get our way and it comes back to bite us. You know what I mean? But that's why I prayed before I went in there. And then I went back again when they was hiring again. And I prayed about it again. And 3 times I've tried this. This was a while back. I ain't went back to them in probably like 4 years. But this was at a point where I was kind of like, want to work somewhere else. Before my job gave this big raise, the basically raised their pay scale because they had to, right? But nah, they didn't. I never got it, man. And I was qualified too. In fact, dude said I was overqualified, you know? And I couldn't understand why. Like, why does such and such got it? They got it. They got it. But then, you know, now I look back, like, damn, I'm glad I stayed at this job. Everybody that I know leaving, they coming back. And now I'm up here in seniority. That's a prime example of what I mean by this shit. And the same thing goes for this car. I don't like to talk about material and shit like that, but there was a few times, probably 2 or 3 years ago, where I seen CT6s, all black, like I was looking for all that. But something in me just said, don't, not yet. It wasn't exactly perfect to where, you know how you want something, but you won't jump unless it's like perfect. But I found things off, you know. I'll just wait a little bit longer. And eventually a better deal came. Same car, just a better look, newer car, lower miles, better deal by waiting. People always tell me all the time, man, you ain't getting no CTC. You talk about that shit forever. Yep, and I waited, and then I got the best fucking deal. Same thing with a house. You don't think I don't want a house? Or possibly a wife and shit? Sometimes you just gotta wait shit out. Or maybe it's just not time yet. I might even know the girl that could end up being my wife. Who knows? You just never know. It might not be time yet though. But let's just say I don't. Let's say I don't even know who she is or whatever. You gotta wait. Sometimes you gotta wait. When I get that house, it's gonna be perfect. I know how God moves, man. If it was meant for me to have a house right now, then God would present the perfect house. That's one thing I know. Like when you wait on God, it's something that you can't refuse. Because remember, God knows us better than we know ourselves, really. So if it's from God, he's going to give me something that I just absolutely cannot refuse. And that's what happened with this car. I didn't want to spend that much on a car. I would roll my other car till the wheels fall off. But guess what happened? My other car kept breaking down and shit. It boxed me into a corner where I had no choice. And then guess what? This car was right there. And I didn't even know, like, man, how am I going to get another car, man? I'm going to have to fix this car again, put more money into it, all this bullshit. Y'all know how it goes. And boom, it was right there at the right time when I had no choice. You know? But the other times I had a choice. I could have got the car then, but I had a choice. I'll be all right, I'll wait a little bit longer. Just like them shoes the other day I was showing y'all. Guarantee you the perfect shoes are going to come a better deal than them. Yeah, them shoes was cool, but it wasn't like I had to have them. And I'm not just saying shoes. That's just a small example of what I'm trying to get across. You can apply that with anything. It don't got to be no fucking shoes. Just anything. You know, that's just how life is sometimes. Sometimes we just gotta wait. Think about some of your friends that got married quickly, and this is no knock on them, but they probably been more successful and probably found a better person if they would have just waited it out. You know what I mean? But they had to have it then for whatever reason. But now, look, now they're divorced. Now they don't want to get married no more. Now every man or every woman on earth is bad and this and that, all because they didn't wait. All because they didn't trust God. Sometimes you gotta trust God. Guarantee you there was stuff there that was telling them don't marry this person. And they was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do it anyway. You know? Just like when you really like a girl or a dude and there's flags there, but you like, I'm gonna do it anyway. What happens in the end? You get burned like a motherfucker, don't you? You get burned. But just think, man, how many times have y'all wanted something, but then later on, a better result came, a way better result? That's the Most High, man. That's the Most High. So don't get all bent out of shape if things don't go your way. Or you fail or something. Like, say you got a kid, they failed an exam. Everything happened. There's a reason why they failed that exam. And a lot of it might not be anything to do with them. It could be just timing. Sometimes God got to move certain things out the way to bring his plan of what he really has for you. Look at it like this. There's a teddy bear. You got this little ass teddy bear, right? But God is going to take that teddy bear away, which you don't want to happen because you think this teddy bear is a shit. You know? Just like that little girl in that picture I showed y'all a long time ago with the teddy bear and so-called Jesus, the image, had a big ass teddy bear behind his back. Well, you can apply that to anything in life. You know what I mean? You got that little teddy bear, you think this is the best thing ever. Best thing smoking. You don't want to let that go. But sometimes God got to take that teddy bear to give you this bigger teddy bear because it wouldn't work unless he did take away that other teddy bear. That teddy bear can represent anything in life. That's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes you got to get rid of this for this to happen. It just won't happen unless this happens first. You know? I see more and more of it. If I was married already, I'm almost certain I'd be divorced because I didn't understand as much as I do now about women and marriage. So it's a good thing that I haven't been married yet because I think if I get married now, if I can pick someone who is on the level of it like me, I don't think I would get divorced because I just understand way more. Versus someone get married at 21 and they don't know no better, man. They're just doing it because they feel like, well, I'm 21, I better hurry up and get married. Because if I'm not married by 30, I failed. This is the mentality, but that don't mean that's what God said. You know, you gonna feel that way, but remember, that bigger teddy bear behind God's back. See, that little teddy bear is telling you, if you ain't married by 30, you know, get married before 30, that little teddy bear. But what about that big teddy bear? What if that wasn't God's plan for you to get married, you know? And it's just not just marriage, it's anything, man. It's anything in life. I guess I'm going to let y'all go because I don't want to be up too late tonight. So the moral, I guess, is, y'all, man, sometimes things don't go your way, whether it be a man or woman liking you, or a job, or you failed somehow, some way at something. There's always a reason why, man. There's always a reason why. Now, sometimes you are the reason. Like, say I keep drinking and driving and going to jail and shit like that, or I just keep coming in women and having kids and stuff. Sometimes you're the reason. I ain't gonna say it's always, it just happened. You know what I mean? But stuff that's out of our control, I feel that's God. I don't care what anybody say. If it's out of our control, who else could it be? But you gotta be careful, because a lot of things are in our control. Not everything, though. That's why it goes back to what I said earlier, that you don't have all the power when it comes to good or bad. Sometimes you're doing bad and don't realize how bad you actually are, or how you're not. Sometimes you're doing bad and don't realize how bad you could actually mess up your life, but God shows you some type of mercy, so the damage ain't as great as it could be. Like, AKA getting pregnant by the wrong person or something. It could be a lot of things. You know what I mean? You get shown mercy. We all got shown mercy somewhere, somehow. You know? Example, when I was selling dope and shit, this dog just came out of nowhere. And the fucking dope fell right by the fucking porch. And the lady called the police or something. I was on top of the roof. They didn't even see the dope. I don't know how the fuck they didn't. You talking about dodging a bullet? That was a bullet. That was a bullet, man, because they surely should have seen it. Another example, when I was drinking and driving before I got my CDL. They seen that. They seen the beer pouring out the fucking car when they pulled me over and everything. But for whatever reason, they didn't charge me with that. If they did, I wouldn't probably never got my CDL, because I'd have a DUI on my record. That's God, man. Who else? God probably knew if I ever did get a CDL, I would do the right thing. Sometimes God knows we're going to do the right thing if he puts us in that position to, so he doesn't want to allow that to be messed up. Even if we are doing dumb things. And that's what I mean by everything's not in our control, good or bad. That's bad. Actually, it's good, but you're doing bad. And it ain't all in your control. Just like when you do good. Everything ain't going to be perfectly good. Because everything good ain't in your control when you're doing good. So whether you're doing bad or good, everything is in your control. Some of it is the Most High. A lot of it is us, though. Don't get it twisted and think you can just do whatever. We got to be careful how we move out here. But there's going to be some type of grace. Because we don't know everything like God knows. So we never will. That's it, y'all, people. I'm going to let y'all go, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Talk to y'all some other time. I'm out.